Monster Jam's in town this weekend at Cardinals Stadium, State Farm Stadium, and we just wanted to come by and represent for Monster Jam, but be able to come in here and just encourage some kids and try to give them just a commercial break from the stuff that they're dealing with here at Phoenix Children's Hospital. I have heard so many amazing things about this place, the people that work here, their love and their care for all of their patients. And so just to be able to come in here and encourage some kids and talk to them and sign some cards and give them that commercial break, that means the world for me. I think one of the best things about my job is that I meet families all over the world, and we get to give them an experience when they come out to an event. But for these kids that are battling some sort of illness or disease, they don't always get to do that. They can't necessarily break away from their existing life. They should be out finger painting at kindergarten. They should be playing on the playground doing kid things. That's what they deserve to be able to do. Instead, they're in here battling something that I think all of us would change and trade places with them so they could just go be a kid. And so for me to come in here, it's so encouraging for me to see their eyes, the energy in their faces, and knowing like, hey, to have that childlike experience again, and to be able to provide some sort of childlike experience for them again, just right here at the Phoenix Children's Hospital, is very special to be a part of. That's why we do what we do. That's why we travel all over the world. That's why we spend so much time away from our families. It's in hopes that we can encourage somebody and kind of lighten the burden.
What do you expect to see?
Well, at State Farm Stadium, thankfully we get to come back to Glendale, Arizona and do backflips and do crazy stunts. And for me to be able to drive the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior truck and represent a brand like Great Clips, that's actually how this all started at Phoenix Children's Hospital. Being able to represent their brand, but they're so passionate about coming and doing things like this at the Children's Hospital and raising donations and raising funds for that. And so for me to go and be behind the wheel of the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior truck, it's just so special to just be that mouthpiece and that ambassador, if you will, just to draw attention to, hey, we got a children's hospital right here in Phoenix that needs help, that needs support, and we need to remind everybody of that. Well, my own personal story involves my niece at 4 years old getting diagnosed with cancer, and I was in that room when the doctor came in and said, gave my sister-in-law the news, and I watched her fall apart. And I watched my 4-year-old niece go through something that no 4-year-old should have to go through. And so I've been through that process to see the effect that it has on a family. September was Childhood and Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and there's not enough awareness for childhood cancer, and I think it's just so hard for most of us to watch. Too many people scroll through social media and through Facebook and things like that, and they quickly just scroll past it because it is painful to read. But it is an epidemic that's going on in our country, and we've got to do everything we can to raise as much awareness and to raise as much funding as we can. I call it the warrior face. If you look at the side of the truck, it's a guy that's making the meanest face he can. And for me, it's a lot of fun because it gets the kids involved. Anytime we're doing pictures, instead of just kind of standing there smiling, we can do the warrior face together. And that's what if I had one goal coming to the Phoenix Children's Hospital, it's that more kids would, even in their minds, just have that warrior face a little bit longer, a little bit more often, so that they can have that fight in them that we all know that they have. But we got to bring that out of them as well, because again, they're battling a disease, a sickness, an illness, and just for them to have that warrior face on a little bit longer, I think we can do our part in doing that. Well, it's funny because as soon as you can get the kids kind of to let down their guard a little bit, and all kids have that, but as soon as we can do that and we can really pour into them, and we can encourage them, and we can remind them that there's people out there that do support them, that they're not alone in this fight, in this battle, and they're the real warriors. I might have warrior across my chest driving the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior truck, but coming here and seeing their faces, they are the real warriors, and they're going through something that none of us would wish on anybody. And to watch them be in that fight, it's not only just encouraging for me, but it's inspiring for me just to go out there and live better, to make sure that we're doing our part in society to make it better than we found it.